miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good evening, everybody. Mark Klein hanging out with you. Welcome to another Long Island Blues Warehouse. Always recorded at EKO Studios, Deer Park, New York, the official studio of the Long Island Blues Warehouse. And welcome. Tonight, we welcome a musician that has been performing to audiences around the world for well over 20 years. He spent 8 of those years in the role of lead singer and guitarist for legendary James Cotton. Tonight, we say hello to this week's featured artist, Slam Allen.
1, 2, 3. Yes, the blues is back, people. Blues is back and it's here to stay. Yes, the blues is back, people. Blues is back and it's here to stay. I don't care what you do now. You know you can't make the blues go away. Everybody gets the blues now. Everybody gets the blues sometime. Everybody gets the blues now. Everybody gets the blues sometime. If I don't get the blues now, don't you know I'll lose my doggone mind. Let me play the blues. Everybody gets the blues sometime. Yes, everybody gets the blues, I know I do. Everybody gets the blues sometime. If I didn't get the blues, y'all, don't you know I would lose my doggone mind. Yes, the blues is back now. Yes, the blues is back now. Yes, the blues is back, people. Yes, the blues is back, people. Yes, the blues is back, people. Don't you know it ain't never gonna go away? I gotta
This week's featured artist, Slam Allen. Slam!
Hey.
Welcome to the Blues Warehouse, my man.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
It's so good to have you on this stage with me doing this show. And welcome, my man. Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
I met you a few months ago at the Freeport Blues Festival right here on Long Island. A friend of mine, Frank Napoli, runs, he started a program for Superstorm Sandy victims here on Long Island. And in Freeport, they got hit pretty hard. Mm-hmm. They had the Long Island Blues Relief Fund. You were one of the artists that played at that festival to support that event.
Yes, it was a great event, and I was glad to be able to come out and lend a hand for some support,
And it was great having you, man, and it was great to see you do what you do with that beautiful instrument of yours. I want to start with some history if we can. Let's talk about when you began musically. How old were you, and what made you decide this is something you were going to do in life?
Well, I've been around in music actually before I was born. My dad was a player. My uncles, they played and they had a band. Matter of fact, the night I was born, they was out doing a gig.
The night you were born, they were out doing a gig.
Out doing a gig.
Very cool, very cool. How old were you when you first decided this was something you were going to do or expressed interest in?
Well, when the first time I touched the stage, I was at 5 years old. And I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew that I wanted to do it, and I just kept with it. I was always around it, and when I turned 13 years old, I said, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
You knew then?
I knew then.
Now, are you self-taught? Are you taking lessons from family members?
Well, my uncle, he played, so I learned from him. I learned from my dad. My dad played guitar. He played bass guitar. He played drums, and I kind of, picked up stuff along the way.
What was the name of their band?
The Allen Brothers.
The Allen Brothers.
The Allen Brothers.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, at age 13, you express interest. You start getting serious with the instrument. How soon before you're playing to live audiences?
Well, I started in high school, playing the string bass and playing classical music. And I said, with this instrument, it's not a cool instrument to pick up chicks, carrying that thing around. So I said, I got to get into an instrument that is smaller and something I can express myself. So the guitar was,
It made sense.
It made sense.
Now, what kind of music was your dad's band doing? What were the Allen Brothers doing musically? Were they playing blues?
Blues, soul, R&B, funk. One of my uncles played saxophone, so he was in, to jazz and stuff like that. So, I got the whole spectrum.
So you had a great education early through the family.
I have an education that is not in a book, any school.
Priceless musical education.
Priceless.
God bless, my man. What a great beginning for you. What a great beginning. We're going to pick up where we left off. Let's get into another tune. Let's put you guys back to work.
That's what I'm ready.
What are you doing next?
I'm going to do a song. This is the first blues song that I actually learned because I'm a big B.B. King fan. And once my dad put on that B.B. King record, man, I was hooked ever since.
You good to go?
I'm good to go.
Once again on the Long Island Blues Warehouse, we are going to keep it moving with Slam Allen.
Said I've been downhearted, baby, ever since the day we met. Said I've been downhearted, baby, ever since the day we met. You know my life ain't been nothing but the blues, darling. Baby, I wonder how blue can you get? You're so evil when I'm with you, baby. Don't you know you're so jealous when we're apart? I said, even when I'm with you, and you're so jealous when we're apart. How blue can you get now, baby? I said, baby, don't you know that the answer is right here in my heart? Bought you a brand new Ford. You said, I wanted a Cadillac. I bought you $100 dinner now. You talk about, thanks for the snack. I let you live in my penthouse. And you said it was just a shack. I gave I said I gave you 7 children. Now you want to give them all back. Yes, I've been downhearted, baby, ever since the day we met. You know my life ain't been nothing but the blues, darling. Baby, I wonder, tell me, how blue can you get? Said I wonder, yes, I wonder how blue can you get?
Hi, this is Amanda from Miller Place, New York, and you're listening to the Long Island Blues Warehouse.
I want everybody to know that, you know, I'm just everyday people. That's who I am. Filled with a lot of love that I just want to share with the world. I may be right, I may be wrong. What I believe in my song. The butcher, the baker, the drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in. 'Cause I, everyday people, yeah, yeah.
listen to me. There is a blue one who doesn't like the green one, who's living with the heavy one, who wants to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks. So on and so on and shooby dooby doo. Said I'm everyday people. Yeah, yeah. Don't you know that I'm everyday people? Yeah, yeah. Now listen to me. There is a short hair who doesn't like the long hair because he's a rich one who won't help the poor one. Different strokes, different folks. So on and so on and shoo-be-doo-be-doo. I said I'm everyday people. Yeah, don't you know that I said I'm everyday people. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said we got to live together. We got to live together. We got to live together, people. I said we got to live together. Don't you know that I'm everyday people? Hey, 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 hey. Don't you know that I'm everyday people? Come on. That's what I'm talking about right there. The Mark Mancini, that's all right. Want everybody to know that I don't care what color you are. I don't care how much money you got in your pocket. I don't care if I know you only 5 minutes. I'm gonna share my love with you down. I'm gonna share my love with you. 'Cause all I wanna do is share my love. I wanna share with the world, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna share with the world now. Come on, love, let me be glad.
Oh, yeah. This week's featured artist, Slam Allen. Well done, Slam.
Thank you
As
very
always,
much.
my man.
Appreciate
As
that.
always, it's so good to have. You got a few degrees hotter in here
Yeah,
since
dude.
we began. You got a little sweat on the brow.
Yeah,
Me too, and I'm just watching.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I can only imagine how you're feeling. But well done as always. Slam. Let's talk about like out of high school. Let's talk about late teens, early 20s. Are you still with the family band? Are you on your own at this point musically? What's going on in your late teens, early 20s musically?
Well, I was basically trying
A little
to
closer on that mic so they can
Okay.
hear you.
I was basically trying to find myself.
Okay.
You know, I did a number of jobs. You know, I didn't always stay, you know, true to the music. You know, I had to go out and try some different things and, you know, meet some different people. And, you know, I even tried my hand at professional wrestling.
No kidding.
Yes, I did.
Like WWE kind of stuff?
That kind of stuff.
Vince McMahon wrestling?
Yeah, well, I was
Hulk
in
Hogan?
Yeah, I didn't get that far with it, but
But that field.
that field.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
How long did that last?
About 15 minutes.
Literally, huh?
Yeah, it was that quick. I was in and out of that, man. Rough.
No
business.
passion with that.
No, man, I had to let it go.
So where'd you go from there?
Well, I went into you know, working with kids for a while.
In what capacity?
Yeah, I worked with the New York State Division of Youth. I worked for kids for a while, and I actually wanted to be a child psychologist. But I figured out one thing about that: it's hard and long.
You mean the program?
Yeah, the program
To get the masters and what have
Yeah,
you.
man. I said that's not for me. You know, I need to have information quick. I need to get it so that I could use it fast.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and just going to college every day just wasn't my thing, man.
All right, your heart was in the right place.
Yeah, there you go. The heart was in the right place.
I'll tell you what, man. We talked about this before, but as you know, on Fridays, after my live show at 90.1 FM here on Long Island, WUSB Radio, after my Friday Blues show from 8 to 10 every Friday, I work with kids with cancer at Stony Brook Hospital here on Long Island.
Beautiful, man.
I bring musicians up to the pediatric floor every week.
Wow.
Next time we get you in town, and you had a good 3-hour plus drive to get here today. Next time we get you down here, I'd love to work that out where we can get you to come in with an acoustic and put some smiles on some faces of children that could really use it.
Yeah, it'd be my pleasure.
So
man.
we got to talk about that. I'd love to bring you in on that. I think
I would like to do that.
I think you'll appreciate what I get to contribute to that every week, and you'd make a great contribution to that. So let's talk more about that, man.
No doubt.
But okay, so let's get back to when you got back onto the path of music. How old were you at this point when you said, you know what, I'm sticking with music? Music's the passion. When did you know music was going to be where you're going to be in life?
Well, always, you know, like I said, at 13 years old, you know, I had that feeling of I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. You know, when I got really serious about it, probably around about 18 years old.
Okay.
That's when I really said, you know what, it's time for my professional career, you know, to take off. You know, so I started, you know, learning more. I started, you know, going a lot of different places, you know, picking up things. And, you know, it helped me become who I am today, you know.
So in your teens and early 20s, are you doing shows in your local area, live music venues,
Well-
starting your own band? Is this where you're at?
Well, I was playing, actually, at 13 and 14, you know, I was doing the chitlin circuit with my dad. He had a band down south. I was playing these little clubs that didn't even have a bathroom in them. You know, you open the door and there's just a hole, you know.
Juke joints?
Juke joints, yeah.
Very cool, very cool.
I always looked older than I really, you know, was, and people thought I was a grown man playing this stuff, but I was probably about 13, 14, 15, and I just kept going from there, you know.
It's that old soul you had in you.
There you go.
And it got portrayed well through the abilities that you've learned doing what you do with that guitar, my man.
Oh, thank you very kindly.
I'm just calling it like I see it. Thank you very kindly. It's great to see you do what you do. Let's get into another one. I don't want to ramble up here too long. It's an interesting, fascinating story, the Slam Allen journey. But let's get into another tune. We'll come back and talk more. What are we going to do next?
I think we're going to go into a little Blackcat Bone.
You good to go?
I'm good to go.
Once again on the Long Island Blues Warehouse, we're going to keep it moving with Slam Allen.
Thank
believe, yeah, my baby's got a black cat bone. Yeah, now listen to me. Said I believe now, my baby's got a black cat bone. That's all right. Everything I try to do, don't you know that it just comes out wrong? Hey, 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 now let's do it. Said I believe my baby's got a black cat bone. It's all right. Yes, I believe my baby's got a black cat bone. Yeah. Everything I try to do, hey, hey, now, don't you know it just comes out wrong? Hey, hey, come on, man, play something for me. I believe, yeah, my baby's got a black cat bone. Yeah, I believe my baby's got a black cat bone. I said, all right now, everything I try to do up in here, hey now, don't you know that it comes out wrong? Hey, 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 walk from Dallas, Texas, down to Wichita Falls. Start thinking about that woman of mine. I couldn't even walk at all, cause I believe. Don't you know my baby dog got a black cat bone? Hey, hey, hey. Everything I try to do, now. All right, don't you know it comes out wrong?
This week's featured artist, Slam Allen. Slam, you're so hot. You're burning out wires and things. What's happening over there?
This is rare thing happening, man.
The star, full moon out tonight. We saw.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. On top of this massive playing, and you're on overdrive. You're putting that thing to work, man.
Yeah, it's working. It's burning up right now.
Overtime. Overtime. Well done, my man. Well done. Slam, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's talk about when you crossed paths with Mr. James Cotton.
You know, it was right after 9/11. I decided to try something new, so I moved to Chicago. Friends of mine was trying to get me to come out there for a long time, and I said, okay, I'm going to go. But that happened to be one of the worst times ever to go. And the clubs were empty. People were still,
distraught.
Yeah, about what happened. So, I was there for a little while, and all of a sudden, James Cotton came through town and needed a band.
So one person called one person that called another person, you know, and I got the call. So I went and we rehearsed, and we were supposed to go to Canada that weekend. We went to Canada and played, and I was with them for 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
So the chemistry was immediate from that one rehearsal.
Exactly.
9 years. You played with them in Canada. Where else did you tour through with them?
We've been in and out of the country. You know, one of the most, one of the interesting places we went was we went to Northern Africa. We played a night in Tunisia, as the song goes. It was beautiful, man. And the people just loved the music, man. I had, grown men coming up kissing me and everything, man. That's what they do.
Any grown women doing the same?
Yeah, we had that too, man. Yeah, it was a real beautiful thing, man. I've been to a lot of countries.
How much time did you guys spend in Northern Africa?
Just one night.
Just a one night?
One night. We got in and got out.
Where are some other parts of the world that you toured with them?
I was in Japan. We went to Israel and played. That was interesting.
Japan or Israel?
Well, Israel.
I imagine Japan was probably interesting too.
Oh, yes,
They love the blues out there, man.
Yes,
Frank, your drummer, will tell you. He's been out there a bunch of times with his old band, Little Buster, who he opened up with. Yeah, they love the blues, man, in corners of the world that you wouldn't suspect like blues. They're huge blues enthusiasts.
True indeed.
And it's really great to see. It's really great to see. What was if you had a favorite, one particular favorite place in the world that you've been that you'd like to go to again? What would it be?
It'll probably Northern Africa.
That was your favorite?
It was a favorite because of the people, man. The people were just so receptive. And they just gave so much love.
So warm and receptive.
So warm, man. And, I really felt comfortable there, and I had a great time.
Any talks of the Slam Allen band going back to those parts of the world?
No.
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now. Yeah, nothing.
But you're very young in your career,
Yeah,
so not to say that you may down the road.
Hey, you never know where it's going to take you, man.
Wherever
they want it, that's where I'm going to go.
They want it all over the place. The problem is you can only be at one place at one time.
True indeed.
But being very young in your career, I'd like to see you do some of those things. Any U.S. tours in the works?
Well, basically, we're just getting around letting people know that I'm alive.
Creating Slam Allen awareness.
Right, because I played with James Cotton for 9 years. Then right after that, I went into the cruise industry for about 4 years.
Blues cruises?
Yep, doing cruises. The cruise line that I was on was the first cruise line to ever put a full-time blues club on it.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I was the first one to do it.
Now, how long ago was that?
About 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
4 years ago that they put the club on, and I just stopped doing that in March.
How much time did you spend at sea at one time? I mean, I know the cruises are 7 or 8 day cruises, but the musicians that work these cruise lines, they don't just play for 7 or 8 days.
Right.
They're with it for a month, a couple of months. Was that the case with you?
Yes, when I first started, I started 6-month, tours with them, and then I cut it down to 4 months, so that I'll be away for that amount of time from home.
I got you. Very cool, man. Very cool. It's nice to be a full-time musician, isn't it?
It is.
And it's great to see you do what you do, my man, and you do it so well, and I'm so pleased that we have you in here. I want to shut up and get you to go back to work. Can I ask you to go back to work a little bit?
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
What are we doing next?
We're going to do a song called Sweet Home Chicago, my version.
You good to go?
I'm good to go.
Long Island Blues Warehouse. We're going to keep it moving with Slam Allen. Let's do it.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Oh, I don't think you heard me, I'm gonna say it again. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? That's all right now. Back to that same old place, Sweet Home Chicago. I said, come on now, baby, let's take a walk down the avenue. There's just one thing that I want you to do. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? That's all right. Back to that same old place, Sweet Home. right there. Come on. Come on. Baby, don't you wanna go? All right. Back to that same old place. I said, see y'all now. Break down just a little bit for me. Chicago.
Oh, yeah. This week's featured artist, Slam Allen. Well done, my man. As always, as always. Slam, I love what you do. I love your rendition on the blues standards. I love what you do with the originals. I want to talk about the thought process for some of the songwritings that you do. A lot of my viewers are up-and-coming musicians, kids in their early and late teens, early 20s, that love watching how bands get together and do what they do, watching their passion pour through shows like this one, and B, how the songwriters themselves in the makings, how songwriters go about writing some of the great songs that they do on this stage and at their shows. Are you one of those guys that can say on a Sunday night, I'm going to sit down Wednesday when I get home and write a tune, or is it something that influences you on the road or waking up from a dream or something that happens in everyday life? How does it work for you?
Well, for me, my inspiration in writing songs is just, everyday life, things that I see, people that I meet, whatever I feel. And that's how I write songs. I don't have any magic formula, or I don't actually sit down and write songs. It just, when inspiration hit me, I get the paper and my guitar and make it happen.
You could write 3 songs in a year. You could write 3 songs in a week,
right,
depending on what's going on in your everyday life.
Yeah, when I was younger, man, I used to write like 10 songs a day. Probably about 8 of them were terrible, but, I used to have that inspiration. Now, you got a lot of things on your mind, a lot of situations and stuff. So sometimes it slows down your creative process. But, but through life, like I say, life always teaches us a lesson, and there's always something to, write a song about. So
you're forever writing as things come to you.
Right.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. It's different for everybody, but, how many CDs do you have out, by the way? Well,
I've done probably about 4 or 5 CDs. Most of them were self-produced. I had one that I recorded on a company called Ravon Records.
Sure.
That was like my first, major, CD. And right now I'm recording one, a new one right now. That's going to be on, Showplace, records.
You've got a live DVD that's out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Where was that recorded, by the way?
Actually, that was recorded on the ship.
That was on the ship?
That was on the ship.
Very cool. I was watching it with Frank the other day, your drummer today, and we didn't know. It didn't say we couldn't find it on the back, but we both need glasses, so we couldn't make out the small print. But what a great project, man! What a great project! And you got some great originals on this thing.
Thank you very much.
I think one or two more. I think you're even doing tonight, which I'm excited about. We're gonna do it later, but I want you to right now, if people are grabbing a pen and paper, want to take down the website so they can follow you and see things that you're doing in the future. What's your website, Slam?
My website is www.slamallen.com.
Slamallen.com. Nice and simple.
Right there.
And you update it regularly?
Yes.
I know you got some videos up there, and if people want to buy any of your CDs, they can get it through the site?
They can get it through the site, CD Baby, iTunes, whatever. But we do have a place on there where you can go through the site and get it also.
Slamallen.com. Very cool, my man. Slam, we got time for two more.
I'm ready.
Let's do another one. We'll do our goodbyes, and then you'll play us out.
Okay.
What are we going to do next?
My dad was a big Jimmy Reed fan.
Okay.
And I kind of want to do this song, dedicated to him. He's no longer with us, but, he's looking from above.
I'm certain of it. And he's smiling down, looking at what you're doing on the stage tonight. And I thank you so much for it. You good to go?
I'm good to go.
Once again on the Blues Warehouse, let's keep it moving with Slam Allen.
Well, I've been here, I've been there. Lord knows people, I've been everywhere. But I'm going to New York. I was born in New York. Said I'm going to New York. I don't care if I have to walk. Even if I have to walk. Said I'm going to New York. I'm going to New York. Said I'm going to New York. Yes, I'm going to New York. Said I'm going to New York. I don't care if I have to walk. Come on, love, let's play for my daddy.
yeah, this week's featured artist, Slam Allen. Well done, my man.
Thank you so kindly.
As always, thank you kindly, Slam Allen. What kind of instrument you holding, by the way?
This guitar here is a customly built guitar by a man named Q from Gerhard Guitar Works in Windham, New York. He's actually building me one, the Slam Allen Love series. He's just about finished with it, and it's going to look just like this here.
It's a good-looking instrument, and you make it sing like a bird, my man.
Oh, thank you very kindly.
Thank you very kindly for what you do and what you're all about, and I really enjoy seeing you do what you do, and I can't wait to see a lot more things you do in the future. So keep going strong, my man, Slam Allen. Before you play us out, we got time for one more. Got to get into a couple of quick goodbyes. Let's start on the drum kit back there. My dear friend, Mr. Frank Anstis. Frank, thank you so much for being a strong gun for hire today and working with this man. I appreciate that. Through my website, liblues.com, where you're watching these series, if you go to the webisodes link and scroll down to Blue Ruin, you get Frank's backstory and find out what he's all about musically. Great Long Island player here that's been doing his thing for decades. And well done, Frank. I thank you so much for coming in and being a part of this with us today. It's our pleasure, man. Back there on the bass in the corner, we got to thank Mr. Jeff Anderson. Thank you so much, Jeff. Great having you in here today. Fantastic job, man. I love the feel, love the dynamic, and keep going strong. Jeff Anderson on the bass. Over there on the keys, Long Island's own, Mark Mancini. And once again, if you go to liblues.com, click the webisodes link, scroll down to, Parita Kitson, Cadillac Moon. You can get Mark Mancini's backstory, great Long Island keyboard player, massive contribution to the live music scene here in our part of the world. And thank you so much, Mark Mancini. Great having you, my man. Last but certainly not least, lead vocals and guitar, Mr. Slam Allen. I thank you so much, Slam.
Absolute pleasure to be here.
Great contribution to the Long Island Blues Warehouse, and I thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're very young in your career, and I can't wait to see where your career goes over the next years to come with what you do musically. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Let me ask you this real quick. Anything you can share with us now that's in the works for Slam Allen in terms of you're working on a new CD, as we mentioned.
Yes.
Nothing we can talk about as far as any touring. I know in the new year you're going to be doing some upstate things, Saranac Lake, Lake Placid area. Anything else in the works that you're heading into?
Yeah, well, I'm going to Spain at the end of November to set some things up. They seem to like me over there. So I'm going to set some stuff up for myself in the band and, to make some things happen. But I got a lot of stuff in the works, man.
Well, we're trying to get some things in the works for you to play here on Long Island a lot more. So I'm going to do the best I can with a few friends of mine in the blues scene here on Long Island to get that happen. A couple of festivals, possibly a few gigs, Long Island shows. So we're going to do what we can to make that happen. Thank you so much, Slam.
It's my pleasure.
Before you play us out for the Long Island Blues Warehouse, I'm Mark Klein at liblues.com. Also, remember to check out EKO Studios, the official studio of this program, at ekoproductions.com. And that's the story on that. We say goodbye, and we say thank you one more time to our featured artist. Thank you again. One more time, this is Slam Allen.
Song I wrote, just came to me one day, and somebody said they saw you crying. You were walking down by the riverside. They said they heard you say that you want to leave this old world. Leave this old world behind. You gotta think about tomorrow
many troubles, but Lord knows I got troubles too. But giving up on this old world, hey, sure ain't the thing to do. You just got to think about tomorrow before